What's going on, Jets fans? It's your boy DT back with another video. Wanted to talk today about some of the schedule leaks. We have been getting a couple of matchups in the news, some of the holiday matchups, the primetime matchups, a handful of the week one matchups, and we've kind of been using process of elimination to figure out who that Jets week one opponent is going to be because I do think this year specifically, it does matter who that week one opponent is because the Jets need to get off to a fast start. And we may have the answer to that question in the form of a tweet by Gary Myers. He says, New York Jets at Dolphins opening week, according to 880 ESPN New York. Rick had the entire week one schedule with Vikings at Jets in week two. No international games for Giants. I was told 2 months ago they would be playing abroad, but apparently I was wrong. So, Gary Myers says, according to ESPN New York, that the leak is the Jets are at the Dolphins in week one. And to me, immediately I am happy because I think it's at least a winnable game, right? Week one is always tricky. The Jets played the Steelers really hard in week one, losing by only 2 points, both scoring over 32 points in that game. If you told me entering that game when I walked into MetLife Stadium that the Jets were going to put up 30 points and lose, I wouldn't have believed you. So week one certainly can tell lies. The Jets obviously went on to win 3 games. The Steelers went on to win a playoff game. So I do think that having the Dolphins as your week one opponent, yes, it is an AFC East divisional rival, but there's a lot of new pieces in Miami, a new general manager, a new head coach with a lot of new coaching staff pieces, a new quarterback in Malik Willis after letting go of Tua Tagovailoa, who's now in Atlanta with the Falcons. So a lot of change in Miami, and they are not projected to be one of the better teams in the NFL. In fact, they're projected to be bottom five, similarly to the New York Jets, hovering around that 5 to 6 win total projection. Now, this means the Jets have to win. One, because you want to start 1-0, of course, but you also want to have a 1-0 record in your division to start. You don't want it to almost count like 1.5 losses because you'll be behind the 8 ball in the division and you'll have a losing record staring 0-2 down the barrel. So Jets have to get off to a hot start against Miami. I think it's a good opponent to have a hot start. And then, according to Gary Myers' tweet as well, it looks like the Jets at Vikings in week two. So, again, a similar situation. It's a winnable game. I do think the Vikings are more talented on paper than the New York Jets. They certainly have a better coach in Kevin O'Connell versus Aaron Glenn. We understand that, but J.J. McCarthy is such an X factor, such a wild card. They do have Kyler Murray as, I guess, maybe their plan A, but also a very solid plan B if J.J. McCarthy doesn't show growth in the summer and the preseason. So the Jets out the gates, if Gary Myers is correct, if the source from 880 ESPN New York is correct, Dolphins week one on the road, home opener in week two against the Minnesota Vikings. In my opinion, 2 winnable games. You see the rest of the schedule on the screen here. Obviously, not in order. It is just the opponents that we will play during the season. So I don't anticipate a lot of primetime games. I don't anticipate a lot of holiday games. There could be, that sneaky Lions on Thanksgiving because they are on the schedule and it is an away game at Ford Field in Detroit. So could be a Detroit Lions Thanksgiving game. I would bet against it. I don't think anybody wants to see the Jets on prime time, especially during a holiday. But Miami, Minnesota could be the possible 1-2 to start the season. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this potential schedule leak. We will cover the entire schedule when it comes out tomorrow night, so stay tuned for that video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are growing and on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I truly, truly appreciate everybody's support. DT signing out saying, let's go Jets.